following is a presentation of MRE UNO, Division 2. Welcome to now the final game of the night, and once again back in the Cyclone region as we bring you the 4 vs 13 game between Mihael and JGibbs. For Mihael, made it out of round 1 in Archery April, but then fell to Arnim, who has already advanced in this tournament. Arnim came in that game as an 8 seed. Beat Mihael in 6, and now he's moved on as a 5 seed. And meanwhile, on the other side, JGibbs got matched up against Saiyan Titan in round 1 and fell in 6, looking to try and get into the win column for the first time. Little Southeast battle here today. Mihael looking for win number 4. JGibbs looking for win number 1 at South Carolina versus Georgia. A little SEC showdown, if you will, here in Meteorological May. We welcome you back to it after a little bit of a delay. We thank you for joining us a little bit later than we expected. We take a look at the schedule for today. Well, we started the night at 5 o'clock just a few hours ago. As it was an all-England battle. It was basically after dark for these two, as Ryder and Ninja Jax played, and Ryder getting his first win in his first shot in the league, winning over Ninja Jax, who made that crazy 16 seed run in Archery April as well. Got the win and is moving on to the second round of the barometer region. And then over in the altimeter region earlier, we had a 8-9 game between Bob Ross and Snipers, where after a little bit of a hold up at game 7, it ended up being Bob Ross's game, and he beat Snipers in a close 1-7. Snipers 0-3, struggling to find answers, and just needs wins overall to stay alive beyond T4. And then we saw a very fast one between Ami and Kane. Kane also looking for answers, 0-3. After Ami continues his role after a run in T2 last year, or T2 last tournament. I can talk, you know. And now and over in the altimeter stage once again, we have the game between Emmy and Dilemon, and that is going on in those in Discord and Watch Party 2, and that Emmy just took a 30-plus minute, let me check the log, 41-minute game 1, and she's up 1-0. That was a full send, as you'd expect from Emmy, so see how that one goes. We'll keep you updated, and then, of course, we have Mihael and JGibbs ready to rock and roll here tonight. We take a look at the bracket, and top seed in the Cyclone region, Geo, sits pretty on Bye Island. We'll take on the winner between Wes and Puzzle Dan. The other 2 games in this top half will be on Tuesday evening. Wes and Puzzle Dan will play at 5. That will be streamed Um, and then at 7 will be Bree and Tanya, which will get the winner of the winner there will get the winner of this one. Geo again, the 1 seed in this region, awaiting his opponent. So we had a commentary debut earlier, and we're happy to report we got another one in store for you tonight. He also made a reffing debut last night. Leah, happy to have you alongside and excited to dig in on this one in the Cyclone region. Talk to me about this one though, because Mihael, obviously he can be a proven commodity, and he's comes in at 3-2 and even 17-17 in games. He's 2 wins away from the LCQ, as many are coming into this one with 3 wins. And on the other side, you have JGibbs, who is only playing in his 2nd tournament, looking to try and show the league what he's made of. Talk to me about this game, because Mihael, trying to get those wins to get into postseason, and JGibbs, you've had those moments in your career where people have counted you out of the lower seed, and you've been able to make a big statement. Talk to me about this one.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for having me, Short. I am delighted to be in the booth for the first time, and this is a very interesting match, as we have 2 very different players here. Obviously, Mihael, having made the finale of April Airwave last year, looking to kind of reclaim some of that former glory, hopefully make the LCQ. Um, and then obviously on the other end, JGibbs just looking for a win at all. And I know it's typical for people to kind of count out these rookies, count out these people who maybe they're just 0 for 1 right now. But sometimes you just get a rough draw your first time playing. I would know a lot about that myself. And sometimes you still have a lot to prove. I'm excited to see what Gibbs can do. I don't think we should count him out too early. I think this is going to be a great match.
Yeah, JGibbs, Leah went up against a world champion in her first match, and JGibbs went up against a well-seasoned, experienced Saiyan Titan in round 1 last time out, and now looks to try and see if he can find some better fortune here against Mihael. We'll talk to the players here real quick before we get started. I'll start with Mihael. Mihael, obviously, Leah just touched on it there. You've been to a finale. You big game feels like, and you're in a solid spot as we go past the midway point. 3 wins, 2 more, and you get the LCQ. Maybe more is in store for you. Talk to me about how important this game is in regards to your season, and what the mindset is going up against JGibbs, who's only had 1 shot so far in the league. You've been here a while now, I believe since that April airwave. Talk to me about this game for you tonight. He will type. JGibbs, over to you as well. Obviously tough one against saying your last time out, and now you're trying to look to show off your skills. What's your mindset coming in here? You're just 0 for 1, and you're going up against someone who's got some stakes for his own season. Thoughts on this one coming in?
Honestly, I'm just trying to calm down. I think my last match was filled with a lot of mental errors on both sides. A lot of people not doing their call of Uno with 1 card left and getting called out for that. So if I can just have a solid strategic game, I think I'm going to be in a pretty good spot.
Right, fair enough. Trying to play it clean, and that's all you can do in this situation. See how well that turns out for him. This and Mihael said, I've had a lot of ups and downs, hoping today's one of the ups. By the way, fully on the Lions bandwagon since my Broncos suck. So I'd love to see my opponent go far if he wins this round. Oh my goodness. Well, we'll see how it all goes down. It's just about that time to get things going. And Mihael, you're the higher seed. You get the first call of the series for game 1. How many cards will it be? Okay, we go in OG7. We bring it fully into the table. Vanilla, sure. You going for the classic OG. Mihael looking to try and make his next game a playoff clinching scenario. JGibbs looking to try and push to 1-1 and get his first win in his MRE UNO career. We're underway, yellow reverse, as you see the sportsmanship exchanged on the table, and Mihael gonna go out swinging,
Mihael out with
playing
an
off the
early
reverse.
double, yeah.
And you know, Leah, we talk
Already got
about
a
low
color
tier
pick for
though.
another
We
game.
talk about low tier and how the aggression level's different from, say, a 15 card start. You never know when a big run may come out of nowhere.
Oh, for sure. It's like a totally different game at sometimes. I know a lot of these players, they remember, uh, like a lot of them started out in other leagues where 7 cards is the default, and sometimes they don't even get to choose other card starts. And sometimes that familiarity with the initial 7 card can give you a leg up on the experience, make it feel safe, even if it is low tier compared to a lot of the other stuff that's available on the table.
Mihael goes out early on the red. How far does JGibbs go with it? Meanwhile, in Altimeter, it's now evened at 1 after a 41-minute game 1, a 9.5-minute game 2 win for Lemon. Here comes Gibbs out
Thank
of
God it
that
wasn't
gate,
his one.
triple into the 0 sugar on the yellow. So that's the response to Mihael potentially being iced. And just a +2 draw, interesting.
Ooh,
May
leaving
not
that
have
open,
much.
always a bit of a risk.
Definitely a bit of a risk, and maybe a sign he may not have much unless he's playing a little mind games, but Gibbs doesn't have any either, and we are hitting Draw City inside of the
That-
2-minute mark.
That is a scary card to be doing Draw City on.
Yeah. But at this point, I mean, maybe they wouldn't mind more cards.
That's part of the inherent risk in choosing that low range card start. Sometimes you get lucky. Sometimes you finish the game in 30 seconds, 2 or 3 turns. Other times you got only numbers, and all you can do is hope you draw some ammo later on.
Yeah. That might be building the portfolio there as we continue to draw back, and they're back at the starting line again. They've been backpedaling behind the starting line at 8. And that's how low tier can be as well. It can either be a quick finish, or they could be stuck on 2 color and it'll be a while.
Yep. Far too often you see those endurance battles spawning from low card starts.
Meanwhile, in D1, Monkey up 2-1, but ALP just got his first win just under 15 minutes
Nice.
after losing 2 straight in 7 minutes.
Gotta be fun keeping track of 3 games at once.
Yeah, I feel like it feels like red zone now. We go to green. Meanwhile, over here on the thing that's being streamed, yeah, that's kind of important.
Yeah.
Gibbs drawing on the green. Mihael continues, and now he's out.
Okay, Gibbs with triple the cards of Mihael, but that can quickly change as we go into a red, which he is still iced on. This could be an opportunity for Gibbs to run, maybe pick up the card advantage within a couple more turns.
Yeah, he will be there, but back
But
to
Miles
green,
pushes
and
it right back.
he wants that Draw City smoke. Dare I say Mihael just drove it on the fairway, Leah? Dare I say it?
Oh my god! Hey! Save it for the cap marble game, man.
Oh, that's gonna be
We're gonna have
wild.
too many watch this drive
This is
jokes by
gonna
the time
the drive jokes are gonna be off the hook. But we cross back to red. Gibbs finds another way.
As we start approaching the 5-minute mark for this game 1. Thank you, Abion, on the log. Notice we haven't played blue at all yet. I wonder if that will change anytime soon, or if both players are working with tricolor hands.
Meanwhile, Lemon just had a monster run to finish.
Oh, speak of the devil, there it
Game
is.
3,
That
2-1.
blue 3.
Blue 3,
Now we've
Lemon
opened
goes up
Pandora's
2-1.
box.
That is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bagger, complete with 3+2s. A traffic light full of +2. Meanwhile,
my
what does
goodness.
Gibbs do with the blue?
Looks like he could be loading something up, potentially.
Oh, yeah,
And
he
there it
does.
is. Already a triple looking for a quad.
You must
maybe
have
even
gone.
a
You must
finish
be at
if
the
Gibbs is
School
down
of
to
Reeds
2
tonight,
cards.
Leah. God.
Looking like, at minimum, this is a check and could very well be a finish.
Oh, but you can't do that.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Uh-oh.
And that
Yeah,
and that's
only the
and that's the
+4.
mental errors that Gibbs said he was at the top. He wanted to avoid, and that is a costly one. Still
And
early
Mihael,
in the
quick
series,
fire
only
on the
game
call
1,
out.
but
And at least Mihael, after calling Gibbs out, keeps it in the blue in spite of that. Lets him play that card.
potentially might have been the finisher. But we'll have to see what these 3 cards he got will do. He has more
Yeah,
blue.
that's
He has
another
the
blue
other 7.
So Gibbs still has a significant card possession even after the call out.
Self dittos. One of those 7s came from the call out because he was going to close on a 7. So,
Right.
question is, what other 2 cards does he have? As
Ooh, Mihael with a draw. That's interesting.
it's possible
Never
he has
know
2
what Gibbs
more.
could do here. Maybe keeps running blue. Maybe switches over to another color with number of fish.
Oh,
There we are.
crosses to yellow. That is huge, and that's tough if you.
Where's the yellow
Yeah.
7?
And that's just delaying the
Oh, but
inevitable.
Mihael
But
with a
that's
golden
another
+4.
+2.
Or +2, sorry. My brain's getting all scrambled up.
Felt.
This is exciting to see. Very much back and forth here. Even though Gibbs has held on to the possession arrow for a while, we are still seeing a lot of action being taken by Mihael to keep the game alive,
Yeah.
and that draw means we might finally
Yeah,
see
I think
things
that
tied back
+2
up
is a
again.
good thing because it clearly felt like Gibbs, even with that call out, had the momentum. Oh my!
Total undercut finish.
Now
with
that
a
is that
+4
now
and
that is
3
ammo
+2.
control. That is ammo
My
control at its
goodness,
finest.
yeah. I don't know if I could have held on to all that for so long in that
Well,
position.
Mihael, I
That
gotta
was-
say, I bet you feel good that you called him out because I think I'd be asking you about your aggression level because my goodness, having that saved in the back pocket is crazy when you were that close. But yeah, I guess if you hadn't called him out, you probably would have dropped that +4 or something to that nature. I mean, am I wrong on that? A patient we must be, definitely. Yeah, but I think even if he hadn't made that blunder, though, Leah, I think you would think that Mihael would have struck back on that because he had that +2 in the wings. He would have done something.
Yeah, I think that's
Oh,
true.
the blue the +2. Yeah, even the plus. You would have made a move. You would have held him back. So either way, he would have drawn cards.
At least if Gibbs had remembered that the rules on the regular wild and the +4 are different. He could have stuck with that blue 7, properly done the Uno call, and then held on to the wild. And then maybe things would have had a chance to go differently, but
Oh yeah, that is true. Yeah, would have stayed blue. Yeah. Yeah, Gibbs thoughts on that one may not have been the best work out there. Could have done a little bit differently. What do you got to do to shake off that loss and try and play better on on those mistakes in game 2?
Just got to slow down, you know.
Patient you must be, I guess, applies to both sides of this. I guess it applies to everyone here. All right. Well, we will see what happens. Game 2, Mihael no 7. What'll it be? Gonna go up a couple to 9.
9, still working the low to mid-tier range.
Still mid-range. And Avian starts hitting. Oh, look at that, another blue 7.
Another blue 7. We sure are loving those this series.
And Mile nothing.
Ooh,
Ow.
with a draw. This time Gibbs switches it over immediately. Remember back in game 1, it was Mihael who took the immediate switch.
Yep. Gibbs still running with it on the
But now
yellow.
both players get to run yellow.
They will run it. How far can they run it? Can they run it to the end?
Now I would sure hope I wouldn't get stuck with a hand of 9 yellow cards.
Double play. Yeah, you wouldn't want to be stuck with that in case a switch happens, absolutely, but just like that. Right?
Yes, speak of the devil.
Undercut to blue. Wow.
My goodness, now we've already
and Gibbs,
gotten
the
out
one
every
making
color
the
except
switch
green.
off of blue, is now going to blue, pulling a little bit of a fade look here.
Mm-hmm. And that's something I've done in some of my games before, is even if I have a color, I'll switch off of it because I want to hold on to something. Ooh, quick little triple. Triple play from Mihael uses up 2 ammo cards in blue and gets the switch over to red.
So, artificial switch off the triple play. Now, he pulls even with that move. What does Gibbs do? He has a wild undercut to green.
Green one. Very interesting.
Just over 2 minutes into this game, seeing fireworks all over the place. Mihael has a play here. So does Gibbs. Doubles up that 4 to an A, but Mihael again pulls the rug out.
This ammo control from Mihael is insane. You have to respect it.
The patience game is off the charts. Gibbs, that time, I don't know what you could have done there. I mean,
Yeah,
you gave him the opening to that wild play, but I mean, I don't know if you could have expected that to come up.
Yeah, I don't think I had a counter, even if I did expect it.
Yeah, you didn't have much ammo on your end.
Nope, just a couple reds.
Yeah. That may have been, yeah, it was definitely a little plan A there. Very pales in comparison to what we saw game 1. Saw some definitely plan BC, but that time it kind of seemed like plan A. The couple draws from Mihael, but he had the control. Like, he drew on the first one, and then Gibbs immediately let him out, and the floodgates were open from there.
Yeah, especially considering we cut the game time down by 3/4, pretty much.
Well, Mihael goes up 2-0. He sweeps the homestand, and now it goes to Gibbs. Gibbs can be anything. Anything at all. 5 to 15 for game 3. What'll it be? He's going down to 6, trying to take some options away from Mihael, and that may not be a bad move, Leah, when you think about it.
Very interesting.
Seeing his success on the patience ammo control in the mid tier, going down to the low tier. It's I will trust. I will.
Yeah.
I will. Yeah. Okay. I'm $10 right now. No.
Yeah, load it up, Fabian. Start the game.
Actually, there's only 4 1+4s in the deck. Anyway, ditto 3 there, off the bot.
Yeah, unless we're bringing in the orange and purple cards like Cyan mentioned.
Actually,
Orange and purple.
I'll be on out here being a savage. Anyway, Mihael draws, Gibbs draws, so they're heading for Draw City early, and again, that's classic low tier.
Yep, that's how these low tier games end up more often than not. I was gonna say on the strategy aspect from Gibbs, it's very interesting seeing he loses twice on the relatively lower card starts, goes to an even lower one. And I am curious. Maybe I'll ask about that after the game. See like the reasoning behind choosing going down to the 6 there.
Yep.
Because we've pretty consistently run blue for this entire game so far. Finally get a switch over into the red.
Meanwhile, Lemon has gone up 3-1.
I bet Emmy's regretting that game 1 power play now.
Yeah. That first game felt like an entire series.
It sure did. I'll admit to that. Mihael going all the way down to 3 cards already. Gibbs drew, looks like he top decked a 5, but no ammo to stop him. Mihael down to check.
Not check.
Or
He
not.
does not have check there. Playing dose.
Not sacrilege. Get him out.
Yeah, he gets a. And
Ooh,
Gibbs with his
massive
triple.
play.
And
Massive play from Gibbs. +4 into yellow, a color we have not seen yet.
puts himself in the driver's seat.
Got
Down
a
to
3-card
3.
advantage now.
Basically
Oh,
flipping
and
the
Mihael
scoreboard.
right over to red like that was nothing.
And Gibbs nothing.
Gibbs still ice.
Instant response.
Now Mihael also drawing. Looks like we had kind of a classic play there. A double ISO to stop your opponent from getting down to Uno.
Meanwhile, Monkey and ALP are tied at 2 apiece. Here comes Gibbs with a +6 to green.
Sure, that
Oh
is
my
a
goodness.
6 presses to Mihael.
The color game has been insane for Mihael. He's found ways to red to shut down Gibbs.
This is just something
without this
else.
number efficient play, I don't even know. Like he might be dead in the water if he doesn't have that many options in red. He's got to be flush on the red. Like he's up to 10 at this point with that after that
Now,
+6.
slow and steady wins the race at times. Looks like Mihael's the tortoise right now. Gibbs was the hare, maybe striking a bit too preemptively.
Potentially. Although he may have been a turn off. He may be a turn away. You never know.
Looks like Mihael has finally run out of his own favorite color. Now we're getting some classic Draw City.
He goes up 3-2 over ALP, the home player, 5-0 in the games so far.
Now, your favorite color for this game?
Oh,
I guess combine the red and yellow together.
there you go. Favorite color is orange, yet your scoreboard color is blue. Game.
Mm.
Nah, I'm just playing.
Okay, Gibbs finally gets to play a card again. How long has that been?
Oh yeah. Yeah, mine's red, but my colors are St. Louis Blues colors, so they're like blue and yellow right now. Unfortunately, I'm still in shambles from last
Gibbs
weekend.
with the switch over
Anyway,
green,
undercut, double
and Mihael
undercut.
undercuts it immediately.
God. Crossing back to yellow. And he's just had
We're
every
seeing a
answer.
lot of aggression in this series.
He's just had a lot. He's had answers for every crossover JGibbs has made.
Yeah, it's like even though Mihael is still down a possession of 4 cards, it just feels like he's completely controlling this game, driving it, if you will.
Oh Jesus! And that is wow. That's
Yeah, well,
crazy.
I just ate my last sentence as we look at a 16-2 differential right now, almost in comeback territory.
And Monkey in 54 seconds clinches the series 4-2. He wins it.
There we go. That's my boy.
And barely even on the ammo looking at that sheet. But apart from it was a 6-carder. And I'm being told ALP is sniffing. That is all.
Yeah, that checks out. Oh, there it is. Gibbs wins just like that. Quick double
Wow.
reverse there. Looks
That
like
is
the
his
unconventional card start
first
worked
win on the
out
board
for
in the
him.
series, and that is huge. Home player stays perfect. Yeah, Mihael, I felt like you were just trying to fight the dam from breaking there because you just kept having those number plays, calm and collected number plays after every like punch that Gibbs threw there. And it just seemed like the dam finally broke for you. Anything more to that than what I'm laying down? That 3 wilds. Yeah, Gibbs, I felt like you were really fighting him there. You had a lot of the ammo to boot there. It's just that he really had the right numbers in the right places to prolong that win for you there. But thoughts on that, and thoughts on getting the first win in the series after a couple tough ones on the road.
Feels good to have one with no mistakes. I mean, I just thought he would never run out of reds.
And Gibbs, before we move on to Game 4, I got a quick question for you.
Yeah.
After seeing Mihael win on the 7 and 9, I'm curious what in your mind told you to go down to the 6 and why you think that worked out.
Honestly, I thought a lot of it wasn't strategy. He just happened to get a lot of +4s and +2s. Statistically, that's not going to happen every single low card draw. So I just kind of started feeling it out.
Hey, fair enough. It worked out for you in the end.
All right. Here. And meanwhile, Altimeter, it is now 3-2. Emmy gets one back in Game 5. Lemon still in a position to clinch the series as they start up.
And we got a +4 start over there. That's fun.
OG 7 start. Free choice. And we'll see how that one goes. We'll keep you updated. Meanwhile, it's Game 4. Gibbs cannot be 6 after that win. How many cards will it be for Game 4? And yeah, he's going to keep it in that wheelhouse, Leo. And, he said it's not always going to work, but he's going to give it another shot while it's not far gone. But this is a pivotal game.
Oh, for sure. There is such a massive difference between going up to 2 and going down 3-1, especially when you're handing the next start over to your opponent. This is, I feel like, almost a must-win situation for Gibbs. So he's just got to hope lightning strikes twice here with these low card starts.
Start at Abian. Start with a green skip.
Ooh,
And
starting on a skip, that's interesting. Might get some early ammo out of the.
classic keyboard moment.
Yibio has got to be one of the craziest keyboard blunders I've seen.
I had a keyboard blunder the other day. Anyway, so Gibbs no green to start after that first one, and oh,
No
he's two
blue
color, and
either. Ooh, maybe,
this call
yeah.
might bite him.
Yeah, I can already see this potentially backfiring. It looks like Gibbs could very well have the warm color bicolor hand right now, only reds and yellows. It looks like he's got a 7 at least, but is that enough? Michael's still playing it cool, up a couple with a
Well, you know he's
9, gives
probably gonna
back to
hold on to what he has until
drawing.
he's got a finish in hand. I think with how he's played.
I would check out, that's for sure. Now we have both players drawing on the blue. So
Guest in the
curious
building.
to oh nice.
They're both
You got the
drawing
classic
now.
7-11 card.
Go get a Slurpee.
Yeah, I guess kind of a bit of dead air to fill here almost, because as we finally get a blue 9, and there we go. There we go. Out of the draw city for sure with the double 9 play. Mihael taking us over into red. Wonder if that'll unlock something for Gibbs. Zero sugar from Gibbs. Little double play from Mihael.
Not anymore. It's not. That's you've been replaced. Yeah. Yeah, we have other people in that deck at this point. That get
Yeah,
promoted. Get
yellow 8. I think
promoted and
that's
you can
taken
be in the
by
deck, my hell. Get promoted.
I think the yellow 8's taken by Camaro now. I could be wrong
I
on
think
that.
it is Camaro, yes. Got promoted. Is going to fortunately advance by DQ today after Gon was unable to play at that rescheduled time. Wish him all the best with his exams. I think he probably did. He was promoted. Hey, you might have played him here too. He was promoted from D2 and so was Gon.
No, for sure. Michael
Camaro,
played
I don't
gone.
Camaro I don't think is in Myths League. I think he's just been here. Although I'm not
Yeah,
for sure.
unsure about a match against Camaro, but I know there was a Michael Gone match last year. April Airwave Final Four, if my memory serves me.
Oh yeah, final. Oh yeah, Gon. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Camaro didn't, but Gon did. I think.
That's what I thought. As we continue running the yellow,
Gon
Michael
obviously
down to
was
go.
running UUT at one point.
Looking like dangerous territory for Gibbs. Might have to pull out some ammo if he has any.
Okay, so you would wanna. Are you? Well, if you're using it offensively, you would say Uno PP before, and then you'd play your card, and yeah, you get 2 turns in a row. But if you're using defensively, it would be in the middle of someone's run. But yeah, what he said.
At least Gibbs asked how it worked before playing it,
And
unlike
any player
some
can do
people.
that. That can be done.
It's amazing what you can do when you ask. Oh, yep, can only change 4 cards together at once. Uh, but there we go, already going down to dose and still making this look like a finish here. Oh no, he made the same mistake
Oh,
again.
he,
Give.
and he, so, that, and, what you could have done there is play the red 2 power play after that. You power play after that, and then you'd be protected by that message. The way you typed it there, it would have worked. And little rookie mistake, even though this is his second time, it's only his second time playing in this league. It's an adjustment.
Really gotta get used to the difference between the regular wild and the +4. It's an easy mistake to make, but a very deadly one in certain cases. Gibbs back down to Uno, really doesn't want to waste his power play here. Yep, another draw city. You see, interesting here, short. We've had very little ammo this game, actually.
Yeah, not a
Even
lot.
after that large power play run from Gibbs,
Yeah,
we've
I don't think we've
still
thrown any cards on anyone yet. It's all
yeah,
been
no
self
+2,
draws.
no +4s, only 1 wild. Really, the only thing we've seen much of is the reverse skip meta, which is interesting.
Yeah, you got to think the storm is coming for someone. I bet Mihael's probably got something in the back pocket at this point, just
And
waiting to
who
find the
knows,
right
maybe
moment
that
to
switch
strike.
for red will activate that trap card. Oh, yeah, it certainly will.
Yeah, and that's
As
the
we get a
control, but
win
only throws 2
play.
at him, and that is a huge play. Lots of
Yeah,
reverse.
massive play. A Quint giving 6 freshies over to Gibbs. Maybe you can work with that. Switch back into blue, potentially going for the double ISO
Keeping it
play. We'll
cool.
see. Or perhaps Gibbs has now picked up a few more blue cards that he can use to his advantage. Nope. Looks like it's double ISO after all.
Wow. I think he's just holding on for dear life again.
And it is really sad to see. Just looking at this, considering he was right there at the chance to finish to tie the series, and even spent his power play to do it, and now he's just scrambling to see if he can win the game at all. As we get a switch into yellow, if you try and get inside Gibbs's head, I'm sure he must be terrified of having flushed that power play for no good reason. And if he lets Mihael go up 3-1 here, with the power play advantage, no less, this is going to be a very hard situation to come back from.
Definitely. As both running on the yellow after the switch from Gibbs. It's a matter of who's going to have one up, and
Oh,
Gibbs with a huge +2, and that's crucial in these tight races like this.
taking the possession arrow back once again. Mihael will run with a casual 6, and Gibbs back to drawing.
Guy playing a guy. Oh my god. Are you trying to limit this guy to a card on an Uno table? Anyway, half off special from Gibbs after that. Double play there, and Gibbs out. And after that big play to go ahead, Mihael's now back in the driver's seat, down to matter of is this it? Does he have the way through? Gibbs, nothing. Mihael has a wild in the back pocket, and this might be his key to the castle here. Trying to go up 3-1 in game 4. But a +4 back pocket from Gibbs that might have been top decked.
Oh, it very well could have been. That is something to ask about after the game for sure, whether that was top decked or saved up from the start. Probably, well, definitely not from the start, but perhaps from, maybe it could have come from that massive +2 chain that Mihael threw at him earlier. Either way, it definitely came in clutch. Keeps the game alive as Mihael switches back over into the red. We have not seen it in a minute. This is definitely some intense back and forth short. Feels like something you'd see out of a game 7.
Yeah, definitely. And I think it might be partly that double ISO that Gibbs is. You'd think that type there.
There is no 2
and there's
plus
another
4 card.
+4. But the intent and that's it. That is it.
That closes up the
2-2.
game.
Power play off the board though. He gets it done even if the power play wasn't directly for a win. And Gibbs, you had that. I'm guessing that the blue +4 he played that came from the deck, or were you saving that one for that moment?
So I had that one for a little while, and I happened to did top draw another wild +4 at that time.
Okay, so effectively gave you the confidence to go that way. I've had those situations before. Lowest, yeah, and that's how it goes, man.
That's how it checks out. Sometimes, I mean, higher card starts, you get more ammo. Lower card starts turns into an endurance battle very easily.
Yeah. And Gibbs will be without the power play. Mihael, you win if you power play there. I guess I would say there, like, it just came down to those top decks at the end, but just you're just so close so many times. It's just I guess it's just tough to have to keep contending with that, knowing you've probably been on the doorstep of. I would guess that you were on the doorstep to a win, clear path a few times, and he just had that big ISO play late. Crazy defensive game. At 12:03, and we are even. The home player is perfect in the series.
Yeah, this has been quite the exciting series. Definitely a sight to behold. It'll be interesting to see what Mihael does here, if he wants to keep it more low tier or finally take us into the double-digit card starts for the first time this series.
You will certainly find out. Mihael can't be 9 for game 5. What'll it be for a pivotal one?
11.
Yep.
Not going up a whole lot from that previous highest
Big
9
boy.
pack. Still going up a little closer to that upper mid tier.
And here it comes. And we start at blue 5.
Definitely interested to see if the same patterns we've gotten here of lots of ammo control, lots of draw city, continue to permeate this series now that we've reached the higher card starts, or if by chance we might get some more early ammo plays like we see in a lot of like we see from a lot of other D2 players.
You might still be in the Grimland deck. I can't remember if you're still in that one. You might be in the Grimland deck.
I believe he is. I know the Grimland
Yeah.
date is kind of outdated. It's still got Eli Gabbard in
I
there,
think
so.
it was made when I think it was made when we like I think it was made alongside of the same people as the T5 deck, so because because Grimland was being planned like months before it launched, so that's probably right. I do remember. I think Alex is still in it too, but as we run it on the red, Gibbs going to yellow. He's behind by 2,
interestingly
trying to make
enough-
something happen.
Oh, back the undercut back to red
Wow.
from Mihael. Interestingly enough, we are seeing some aggressive
Group
plays
7,
here, but we are
go
not
buy a lotto
seeing,
ticket and
Let's go gambling!
good one.
you said going green, Mihael. Off that red.
Lots of
He's
number
starting to light
efficiency,
switch
lots
more.
of aggressive switches here. Opening Pandora's box, we go into the green. But we are not seeing what I had predicted of potentially some more early game ammo now that we're in the higher card starts. I wonder if both players are just really locked into the ammo control strategy now that they've seen how it's worked so well in the early games.
Yeah, definitely. It seems to be more. They seem to more like that defensive battle. But Mihael again.
Never mind.
Monster run to win.
My goodness. What can you say?
Yeah, Gibbs, I don't know what you could have done there. Had a little bit of mini draw city in yellow there, but he just seemed to have the control with the switches. Just gave him the keys there. I don't know what more you could have said. Yeah, no ammo. Yeah, anything more to add on to that?
That's a rough situation for Gibbs, but I feel like there's not really much we can ask here. Just a pretty plan A ammo control strategy coming in from Mihael. All we can hope for is that Gibbs makes a little comeback in game 6, forces this to a game 7.
Well, yeah, trend continues. The home players 5-0. Gibbs, your last home start, game 6. How many? Cannot be 5, and we're gonna go send.
Going with the
We are
full
gonna send.
Alrighty then.
It's facing elimination.
Yep, and he knows
1
short.
minute game trust.
You know, short. There's a whole lot of differences you see in the play styles between D1 and D2 players. Obviously, D1 players tend to focus more on ammo control strategies, tend to save the power play for longer. But this is one of those cases where I think the culture between the two divisions is pretty similar. We have a lot of these players, both D1 and D2, who want to hold on to that full send until match point. So
Yeah.
they think if I'm going to go out, let's go out on a high note.
Unless
And
you're
if I
ME.
win, let's make yeah, there's or unless you're Emmy or unless you're up in D1, if you're captain in this tournament, like
Apparently.
what on earth was that?
Whatever he was smoking. Anyway, it's time for game 6. Here we go. We'll see if the trend continues on the times necessarily. And meanwhile, there's still plenty of yapping in the altimeter stage, and it's still 3-2 Lemon in game 6. Invade here. 21-41 on this one. Good God.
Oh my goodness, Jesus Christ!
On this game 6, and that's about half of what game 1 was.
Approaching a 69-minute series here.
Oh no, they're past that. The total time doesn't account for the current game, so it's way past that.
Right. Looking like potentially going up to 100 minutes in that case.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, over in the game we're supposed to be commentating, both players have whittled themselves down to 12 cards, it looks like. We've ran pretty consistently, had an early to green, and kept in the color.
Deck, okay.
Kept
Yeah,
in the
that's
color
weird
green
because Eli and Alex, I think, are still in that deck. That's the thing. That is weird.
That is strange. I guess. Oh, I wonder if maybe it's because Alex was supposed to promote to D1 until the whole situation
That
happened.
yeah, you know what? You're probably right. Probably right. Smart. Anyway. Mihael up 3. Gibbs out on the green. How far can he go? Yellow. Huge.
Yeah, we have, I believe, only run a two-color game so far. No red, no blue seen, and
Nope,
only a
not at
couple
all.
of cards in the.
And I think we're gonna break the trend on time. We're hitting 2 minutes now. Sad.
Oh my
Oh
goodness!
my,
Power play from
what?
Mihail on
From
nine
9?
cards. What is this?
Oh my goodness. So what is he doing here?
Okay. Do we
Interesting.
really see the nine-bag finish, or is this setting
Is
something
this
else
is
up?
this the win? Oh my goodness.
Jesus Christ! I think this has to be. Yep,
God.
there it is. A luck merchant win. My goodness, that's got to feel bad for Gibbs. I don't know if there's anything he could have done to prevent that, but at the same time, don't want to take it away from Mihail. This was ultimately still a hard-fought series, and my congratulations go to him on that.
That is an insane Gibbs, I don't know what you could have done there. I really don't. I I don't know. You had some good moments, and there were some mistakes in there, unfortunately, but I mean, he had these runs and like half of his wins, it seemed like. Thoughts on this series for you? It's tough.
Ouch, yeah. Just looking at those hands, that's harsh.
God, that is absurd, man.
Yeah, as Mile types something up, I just gotta say I've been in this position before, as recently as movie May in up in the D1 current tournament right now.
Hmm.
Losing on luck is harsh, but all you can really hope for is getting a comeback in the next tourney. Thankfully, Justice July is still on the table, and also thankfully, there's no such thing as getting relegated out of D2 because you're already in D2.
Yeah, it's frustrating, and this is only his second tournament. I think you'd think Leah, he's got some potential. He's definitely shown it. There's some stuff he's got to clean up. You definitely saw that as well, but he's definitely not something to hang your head too low. Mihail's a good player. Even the luck kind of got to him today. It seemed like.
Oh, definitely. But I don't want to take this away from Gibbs. I think he put up a valiant fight for his second ever tourney. Every newbie has their weaknesses. Some struggle to hold on to their ammo. Some don't know when to use the power play. Others, it's mistyping mistakes or just forgetting minor details of the rule set, which seems to be what happened to Gibbs here. I think if he just gets a slightly better handle on control and a slightly more awareness of the game and how the cards in his hand work, I think he could still potentially pull something off before the end of this year. But it's just going to be hard to say with a rough loss like this and only one tournament left. But I do hope for good things from him. And I do think this was a good series in spite of everything.
Definitely so. We'll see what goes down for him in T4. If he can try and turn the tables a little bit. Yeah, I just said over an altimeter stage. They had a 40-minute head start on us, and they used it all in one game. Anyway, that is... You take a look at the bracket. It is Mihael moving on as the 4 seed coming up in round 2, and will take on either Bree or Tanya. They will play Friday night at 7 Eastern, and the other game in this top half will be between Wes and Puzzle Dan. Just before that at 5 Eastern, that will be streamed here on Monday evening, and Tuesday evening. I'm sorry, and Leah and I will be there, but that'll be our that'll be our final stream of the round. We got 2 more before that, and we will be back on stream at 3 on Monday. Cap and Marble has someone in this VC's been looking forward to, and I'll be alongside myself, Tapir, and Leah. It is going to be a it's going to be a fun game. It's going to be a fun stream. We're looking forward to it. We got a bunch of non-streams to run through this Mother's Day weekend. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. As we are about to sign off for the weekend for stream. We're going to have a couple D1 streams tomorrow, so make sure you stay tuned for that. But you look over at the schedule here in D2, and that game's still going in Altimeter. It had a 40-minute head start on us, and it's still rocking and rolling. In Game 6, Lemon trying to close it out. That's in VC2 on Discord right now, but Mihael moves on, so Lemon looking to try and be the second upset of this 5-pack day. Coming up tomorrow at 1 Eastern, we will have Background and Radin. Stream doubleheader with Seth Cole and Edward Ziemba. And at 3 o'clock, Vapor and M on stream. And then Sting and Ard will play at 7:30 non-stream. Wishing Ard all the best with his family situation, of course. And then tomorrow in D2, just a doubleheader at 3 o'clock Eastern non-stream. It'll be Sam and Cage. And then in the third 8-9 matchup of the tournament. And then at 11 p.m. after dark, it is going to be White Spider and Floppy House. Then on Saturday, a quadruple header, and then just one on Mother's Day Sunday. We'll be back on stream on Monday afternoon at 3. So that is going to do it for us for tonight. Thanks to Abion for reffing. Thanks to Leah for joining me in the booth. Thanks to Mihael and JGibbs for putting on a show for us tonight. And congrats to Mihael. He moves on, and he is in position next game, clinching the LCQ with a win. He moves to 4-2, and 21-19. JGibbs falls to 0-2, 4-8. For all of us here at MRE UNO, I have been not sure. We will see you again on stream tomorrow with Seth Cole. D2 will be back on Monday. Good night, everyone. This has been a presentation of MRE UNO, Division 2.